Happy July, everyone. The amount of times that I've tried to start recording this video is absurd. I chose actively to pick the last day of Gemini season when the moon is in Scorpio to record this video. So it's my own, my own doing, which I get, but welcome. We're talking about July. Sorry, my tie undid. It's all about this light blue today. Yeah, even my chipped cup is just, it's so good. But today we were talking about July 2024, and like the title of this video states, it's going to be spicy. We're going to add a little bit extra sprinkles, a little bit extra spice to the already extremely flavorful dish that is July, or just being conscious and aware 2024. So my intention for this video is to offer you validation, a little bit of an understanding as to how you might be feeling, and some tools and tricks to navigate, hopefully. I'm going to give you some key dates that I'm watching out for in my own life and practice, and we're going to see also what my guides have to say. So if this is the first time that you're here at my channel, at my table, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am a channel. I do very quantum work. I kind of process baseline minimum in 3 different realities. So when I'm talking to you, my guidance team gives me images and pictures over here, and I usually have at least one other, past life tale that's kind of playing over here. It's a lot of screens going on all at the same time. So we speak in lenses around here. Also, just to highlight, and I've said this numerous times, I have not, the windows are open, and I live on Pleasant Street in downtown Gloucester. So it's active outside. I apologize in advance if you hear some outside chatter. I still have to put the air conditioner unit into the window, and I have not done that yet. So it's been spicy already weather-wise, and I'm very excited about that because summer starts tomorrow. I know, it's already felt like summer, so I'm very excited about it. But my intention for today is to offer you the most accessible information for the highest and greatest good of all involved and invested. I really, before I sit down to record any of my videos, before I do any sessions, I just ground myself as intensely as I can, and I kind of just take my ego out of it, and I just say, God, use my voice box, speak through me, offer this community the most accessible information, and only the white light of God is allowed within this space, within this paradigm that I reside in. So we're going to go over some key dates. I have the general astrological wheel behind me, which starts in Aries and then goes all the way around over to Pisces. So please pause this video, go grab your coffee or tea. We're going to use the aquamarine for the pause since it's the light blue. This is for rage. Yeah, I've given some of these out at my restaurant in the past few years, and it's just nice to have the cool air of the ocean, the cool water of the ocean. So go pause your video, grab a coffee or tea, grab your journal. We're going to talk about July 2024. Okie dokie. So the notes that I wrote down, and sometimes it's the title that comes through first, and sometimes it's different. I have a bunch of different ones. So spice, let's add some spice. Fun is a strong word with a touch of old ghosts. Set boundaries now, be in the lonely. What does any of that mean, Sarah? So, when you are about to go off-roading, or you're off-roading, you don't really get upset when you bump your noggin. When you go whitewater rafting, you don't really get upset that you get wet. When you do something, and fun is a strong word, I was thinking of skydiving. You go skydiving for the first time and you just pee your pants. You're not really judging yourself for it, right? If you go on a bend or something and you pee your pants, you're like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done A, B, C, D all the way up to Z, but we're allowed to have those types of experiences. We don't get upset when that's what's going on. When you're motorbiking through the little streets of Thailand and Chiang Mai, you don't really, I'm trying to use a parable for, you live on Pleasant Street and there's outside chatter, so I think we're going to be okay. I got the microphone right here, so there will be a day that I have a soundproof studio and all will be well there, but sometimes it's just it's my living room and life is okie dokie right now. Yes, when you live on Pleasant Street, you don't get upset because you left the windows open and there's people doing things outside. They're building new earth. You don't get upset when you're motorbiking through the young little streets of Ko Chang and you get bit by mosquitoes and there's a lot of bugs around and monkeys are throwing things at you. Hold on to your glasses also when you're there. Yes, fun is a strong word. That's what I meant. Fun is a strong word. So to someone else, when they're like, this will be Cancer season when July starts. So my older sister, she's an ultra marathon runner. So casually she'll be like, yeah, I feel like running 30 miles. I think for her birthday, she's running 30 miles. Just for fun. I'm like, wow, that's a strong word you're using right there. Yeah. I went for a walk in the woods today. I attempted to go for a walk in the woods this morning, but it was very early in the morning and I had to run for a few minutes because there were so many bugs. So I left and walked the back shore instead. There weren't as many bugs over there. So it was nice. So that's where I am. How are you? This is the last day of Gemini season and the moon's in Scorpio, okay? Forgive me. Okie dokie. So, I don't even know where to start. Let's start at the very beginning. So the first day that I'm keeping an eye on is the 2nd of July, where we have Mercury, our communication planet, going into the sign of Leo, right down here. And this is your chair. It's my multidimensional cafe. It's just you and I having coffee or tea and talking about the planets across time and space. Yeah, it's just us. So you can share here. You're safe to comment below. And if you don't feel safe, please just send me an email and we can just chat privately about what's going on. But this is an incredibly supportive community. I couldn't be more grateful. Everyone right now is speaking from I statements in this group, and they are dealing with so many things. Everybody, it's not just me that has so many things on the pot and has so many different lenses going on. We speak in lenses around here. Everybody's got something going on. So just know that you're not alone in this group and that everybody here wants you to succeed, wants you to have a safe, loving, and abundant life. Yeah, you're not alone. People across time and space are really rooting for you. So cheers to you. So on the 2nd, Mercury's going into Leo and Neptune is going retrograde in Pisces at 29 degrees right over here. So Neptune's not going to go into Aries until about March 2025, and it's going to do so kind of holding hands with Saturn. They're two slow movers. Neptune, like molasses moves. It's going to be at 29 degrees of Pisces for pretty much from now until March. So we've got some time. Normally I say it's palabras certas, but it's super, super, super humid and it's tape. So I get it. Also the sun, ego. So if you need a parable, that's ego stuff over there. And we're going to be going into Leo season, so it's going to be just ride the heat wave. Okay, so I think I'm going to put a little menu, like every single date, so you can see the titles of like what I've put. Because for the 2nd, with Mercury going into Leo and Neptune going retrograde in Pisces, I just said, oh boy, God rips the Band-Aid off. So Neptune is our Poseidon in the sky. Neptune is happy in Pisces. Neptune is run by Pisces, Pisces run by Neptune, yada, yada, yada. Water energy, tidal wave energy, flooding, tears, all of these different things. So micro, you may be crying like it's a food group. Macro, there might be floods and tsunamis, and I think like there's just rain happening all over the place, just like odd weather patterns. Just a thought, just maybe could be happening. I don't know much. I live in a little bubble in an East Coast island town. So it's just, if something was going to happen, I know I'll find out about it. But like, oh my God, I got an alert on my telephone the other day. No, I can't even, I don't want to talk about it. My guides are like, no, not the time, not the space. So we'll talk about that later. But it's Gemini season. Yeah, this is how we all are functioning. It's a lot, but God rips the Band-Aid off. Reel it in, Sarah, reel it in. So Neptune and Pisces can be, going forward, a little bit illusioned, disillusioned, all these different things. We can be pie in the sky, we can be wearing rose-colored glasses, all those different things. So when Neptune goes retrograde, it's actually advantageous for our growth, where we can see where this is falling on our chart and being like, oh, we're kind of getting a touch of reality when Neptune is retrograde. And we get retrograde seasons every single year. This isn't anything to fear. Literally every year, every single year, the planets go retrograde. All the outer planets go retrograde. Venus doesn't go retrograde every single year. Mars doesn't go retrograde every single year. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times usually a year. So it's not anything to fear. It's not anything to just really be like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Like I said, I live on a little East Coast island, so red, right, returning, go inward. Where is Pisces at 29 degrees falling in your chart? Where have you not been really seeing things clearly? And Mercury going into Leo. Mercury in Cancer, that's a very emotional communication. Mercury is our Hermes planet. It's how we download information. It's how we communicate. It's how we receive information, all those things. Leo, a lens, they're the lions of the zodiac. This is about creativity, play, romance, childlike spirits, kiddos, and joy. I feel like a lot of people are going to make some decisions about kiddos, make some decisions about fur babies. Sag, we've been talking about this a lot. Some of y'all are having babies. Some of y'all are having babies. So Mercury is going to be a little bit like the sun falling down right over there. An evolved Leo is one of your best cheerleaders. You just need to give them praise. If you have a Leo child, for the love of God, give them praise. It's like having a projector and human design child. You just have to give them a little extra praise. Not lying to them, don't stroke up their ego, but just give them a little extra praise. It will go so far. And if you don't want to give them extra praise just because I'm telling you, you need to look at your own inner adolescent right now. Yeah. The moon's in Scorpio. I'm going to hit hard for this one. So it's all for the greater good, darling. It's all for the greater good. I don't always like to do it, but Leo, how do I say? In the Lion Kingdom, they're not the fastest, the strongest, or the biggest. They are revered as the king and queen of the jungle because of their vibration. The fastest, the panther, the cheetah, the biggest is the elephant, and the strongest is the gorilla. But the king and queen of the jungle deserve your reverence, deserve your praise. So when we're in Leo season, we'll talk more about that later. If you are not treating yourself like the king or queen that you are, you need to look at that. You need to look at that. Be in the lonely. What did I say? Set boundaries now. Be in the lonely. I've been talking about rebranding loneliness. I don't even like using the word rebranding, but it's the only word I can use. Like, what's underneath loneliness? What are you looking for in another that you really could fill up in yourself? One of the greatest Dr. Joe Dispenza quotes that I had just ever heard, where it was the beginning of a Lewis Howes speech or podcast. This was years ago. And all he said was, if you're looking for your ideal partner, write out a list of all the things that your ideal partner has, does, and become that. Become that. Vibe into that. And if nothing else, you'll probably spend more time in the communities that you're going to find them in. So just saying, it all makes sense. So I'm excited about this. This just happening on the same day. It's just a little auspicious. So it's just God rips the Band-Aid off. Maybe you hear something. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you have a dream. Maybe you have an experience that just says, I don't want to do things that way anymore. Or I'm being treated not to the way that I would ever treat myself. There is a phrase, I was doing a tarot party a while ago, and it was a gentleman that I was holding space for. And I've said this to two of that person as well as another gentleman client, that you can use, say you're more of a, introverted person, and you're amongst people in a 3D job that really are just like ba-dum-bum-sh type people. You can actually set boundaries and not be the butt of the joke. You don't have to be Meg all the time. You can say, I'm not even going to entertain that. That's inappropriate. As my Grammy would say, like, just poor taste. Or, can you explain that to me? Someone's just joking around about you. Can you explain what you mean? I don't get it. And make them go into how inappropriate they've been. So there are ways that you can stand up for yourself if you have to be in an environment with someone that really isn't of your vibration. And we've talked about this a lot. I don't know why this is coming up right now, because normally it's Virgo season, that's about your daily life, and Capricorn is over here. We have a full moon coming up in Capricorn, that's why. So when it comes to a 3D job that you have, that is not your mission, but you revere it because it pays the bills. Sorry, my hair is all in my face because of the headband, and I've committed, so we're going with it. Oh, I gotta go pick up more stickums today. I'm very excited about that. So you're in a 3D job that really just it's not mission, but you do it because it keeps the roof over your head and you're grateful for it, and you've processed all the ways that you can process, but maybe you're still in a situation where money is not slapping. Earth sign, earth sign, earth sign. Look at where the trine of the earth signs fall in your chart as well. And you'll kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of like where your paper is supposed to be coming from. But we'll talk about that another time. So I want you, if you can't see into the future, because you're not supposed to, that's God's business, that's not your business. You can't see how it happens. You set the intention for the amount that you want to make, that you need. Leo and Taurus, just be conservative, let's say, with your money right now, with the ideology of your money. That's just for them. They're unpacking some inner adolescent stuff, so we can't go to like $1 billion. We just got to be like, add a few extra zeros and that's all. But that's just for Leo and Taurus, and that's just for them. So decide how much you want. Say, I will do what God needs me to do for that amount. And until your order is filled, show up every day to your 3D job as if it is your last day. Yeah, you're not going to give a crap if somebody's rude to you on your last day. You're not going to be upset that you have to stay a little later. You're not going to be upset, like I work in service, if you have a difficult table or if they tip you 18, 19%. You're not going to care. You're just going to send them love and be grateful. Be like, wow, you're one of my last tables that I'll ever wait on. That's so cool. That's amazing. So you can understand. The reason that I'm saying this is because we're mixing the woo-woo with a leadership growth mindset. So what I'm saying is you're still giving God your order. But while we're dealing with the impatience that we all are feeling right now, because things are moving at maybe a slower pace than we want them to, this is you telling God, this is the vibe that I can see. Yeah, you can imagine your last day where you've figured it out. Yeah, and the toolbox, the practical manifestation technique, might be worth some of your time. So I'm just going to leave that there. Okie dokie. The 5th, let's move along now. The 5th, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Cancer at 14 degrees. That's when the sun and the moon are conjunct at the same place at the same time. This is the perfect time to be manifesting, to plant seeds for what it is that we do want. What do we know about Cancer? I have a whole video on Cancer season and the solstice. It's called Coming Home. This is roots, my pocket of the world. Safety is key down here. This is where we feel safe in the world. Cultural family roots. This is public life, career legacy, self, the ascendant, others, the descendant, home. Home is a place. Like, it's beautiful stuff. The title of that video, and that's, I have my new moon and full moon workshops. So I have a tarot reading. I have an all signs reading. I have a channeled message. I have so much for you and they're all donation based. So just the links are always below in the top of the description. If you have the capacity to give back and say thank you for what it is that I offer for YouTube, I'm so grateful for YouTube connecting me to beings all across this planet, across all time and space. We transcend time and space together. So if you have the capacity to tip, to donate, I'm so grateful for you. If not, the people that are not able to do that, you are just as worthy as the ones that are. So I'm here for you and I'm grateful for you. So thank you. Also, your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. I have people praying for me, all these things. It all comes back around. So God hears your whispers. So know that. So thank you for all of the happy intentions that you've sent my way. I'm grateful for you all. And we also know as alchemists that sending negative things to an alchemist literally just turns to gold. So y'all know. If you know, you know. But the title of the new moon in Cancer video is going to be emotional intelligence. So I'm not going to get too much into that because I'll have an entire video there. But this is really your vessel. We know that we are consciousness running these human avatars, these meat suits. And so Sarah, the avatar, keeping her clean, keeping her nourished, keeping her safe and bubbled and protected at all times is like nurturing the temple inside of myself. So we'll talk more about that later. It's going to be a really beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. I'm excited for that one. And this new moon is sandwiched between 2 full moons in Capricorn. The full moon in Capricorn, as I record this is multidimensionality for you. I'm recording this in Gemini season. The full moon in Capricorn has not happened yet. When and where are you watching this? And then we have another, as we're talking about this new moon, which is going to be on the 5th, and then we have another full moon in Capricorn that's after that. So we've got a sandwich. We've got the new moon in Cancer, full moon in Cap, full moon in Cap. home, safety, pocket of the world, mother, legacy, public life, career, father. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I love it. I'm so here for it. Okay, let's move along since I'm just going to do an entire video on that, so I don't want to just like completely repeat myself. On the 11th, we have Venus going into Leo. This is where we're going to talk about some old ghosts coming up. So I have some key dates that I want you to write down. July 22nd, 2023 to September 3rd, 2023. We had a Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo. So I want you to think back. You can even pause this video. If you're new here, I pack about 6 months of work into each of my YouTube videos. So just please be kind to yourself. Like the description says, just listening to my voice and looking into my eyes unlocks codes within you. So if you feel like any of this is going over your head, just sit back and listen and drink some coffee and tea or just some water with me and hang out. And when you rest tonight, I might be in your dream, and then tomorrow you'll wake up and you'll be like, I kind of understand a little bit of what she was talking about. Yeah, it's a blessing, but you are welcome here. So don't feel like this is over your head. If YouTube has sent me to you, it's on purpose. It's on purpose. So let's get started. Again, I wrote Venus and Leo, sexy spicy. So what I love about astrology is that it is literally math, history, and patterns. So we can look back, see what happened then, see how we're feeling, and anticipate that we might have a similar lens moving forward. I want you to see what you were going through. Oh, and it was from 28 degrees of Leo to 12 degrees. That was where the retrograde was. Kind of like the middle to last decan of Leo. So we had already talked about this house, creativity, joy, play, childlike spirits, kiddos, like all the different things, play, lots and lots and lots of fun and play. And so I live in an East Coast island town, like I've said numerous times. It's summertime. We go to the beach on a regular basis. I was able to go for a walk in the woods and a walk on the back shore today. Just DuckDuckGo back shore in Gloucester, Mass, and you'll see why. It's just so pure. It's so beautiful. So sexy spicy. This could be about relationships. You know, Venus and Leo. We're going to feel it's going to be like hot girl summer or winter. You know, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's nice to have a bed buddy. You know, you like to have somebody to curl up with. What I would recommend, because during that retrograde last year, it's about exes coming back. It's not just a Mercury retrograde that happens. This is Venus. This is yin. This is how we receive love. That's why it said, like a touch of old ghosts. So if you have someone that you feel like you have unfinished business with, you might have dreams about them. You might have them pop up in your periph. They might start watching your stories again or your TikTok. They might call you out of the blue. If you're open to dating right now, you might have a lot of people in your life come about. That's why I had said discern and, you know, be in the loneliness. Prepare now. Set boundaries now. So going into that, and I want to speak vulnerably. I'm checking in with my guides. I'm going to do a whole video probably on sobriety and celibacy and how when you start to walk a path of, and I don't even want to call it spirituality or woo-woo or doing your inner work, whatever it may be, it's just deep diving into your own stuff. You can't do things in the way that you used to do them. You just can't. In the same way that when I'm out and about in the world, this ship does not end. We don't stop sailing. I'm talking to myself, walking around. I am just in this presentation at all times. And so we can't do things in the old ways anymore. Things that used to resonate. It could be food, could be anything. Things that you used to enjoy for, I think Aquarius is really going through some detoxes right now. They're recognizing that maybe sugar or gluten or processed foods or alcohol or cannabis flower or casual sex really isn't, I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying across time and space that I'm offering you some validation. I'm not calling you out. I've been sober and celibate. Okay, I'll go first. Been without cannabis. I haven't had alcohol in many years, but I've been without cannabis for almost 2 months now, a month and a half. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I can't do things casually. I can't pretend that that's okay anymore. I can't entertain it. And as much as I would want to, as much as I would think that that's okay, I can't. And so I'm learning to accept that. And I would never tell you to do something that I myself am not actively working on and integrating. I speak from I statements around here. So I'm in what you're in. I'm here with you. That's kind of why I put things out so far in advance sometimes, because I'm like, the full moon will be hitting hard. Yes, so it would be fun for you to not have to worry about things and recording that day. So I would say, if astrology is your lens, check where that Leo is falling in your chart, 12 degrees of Leo to 28 degrees of Leo. If astrology is not your lens, go back to the 22nd of July, 2023 to September 3rd, 2023, and see what common themes were really coming up for you during that time. If none of that is your lens, if you don't want to do that, then just look at the lens of Leo. Where are you feeling too much pride? Where are you not feeling enough pride? Where are you, letting other people kind of smash your ego down, or trying to fit into a box to fit the expectations of the people around you? It's okay to vibe with yourself. And please, also, stop saying alone so much. You get to be. Who was it? Oh, Mars. Mars is next. You get to be with yourself. This is not about being alone. Like when you go to a restaurant, you're taking yourself out to lunch, not a table, it's just me. Say a table for one, table for myself, please. Thank you. Really step into that. Okie dokie. Let's continue. The 15th. And this was the date that kind of started off the spicy theme for this month. We're gonna have a conjunction between Taurus and Uranus, between Mars and Uranus in Taurus, pardon me. And so I called it I'm gonna completely start that over, okay? Mars and Uranus in Taurus, a conjunction, in the same place and the same point in the sky. Called it spicy explosions. And so that's just a lot of energy. Let's look at the lens. Uranus is our lightning bolt planet. It's our galactic planet. It's our, awakening planet. Being in Taurus, it's not a detriment in Taurus, but it's a little more chugga. So things have been a little bit, like I said, the awakening, whatever you've labeled that as, the ascension, might seem like it's going slowly. But then when you meet people in your everyday life, you're like, you're kind of awesome. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Interesting, right? Interesting. Mars, our assertive planet. Divine masculine, how we get things done. Again, not in a detriment in Taurus, but remember Taurus is the bull. So they're only going to run when they're significantly provoked. Mars and Taurus, I've talked about this before. You might feel a little chugga. You might not be going to the gym as often as you used to. You might be enjoying that second treat. Just feeling good about it. Yeah, it's totally okay. But also, we know about the bull, when they see red, they're just going. They can't. That's it. So, I'm listening to my guides. If there were, I'm just going to paint a dramatization. If there were, negative entities that were just like running things on the planet, if there were, complete fantasy world, they understand this language. They want you polarized. They don't want you to think that, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He's not back. All of these different things. So if there were, they know this language. There might be things that are presented to us this month. I don't want to say on this day because Uranus is such a slow mover. During this time period, I live in the United States. Like, what could possibly be going on right now that could be dividing the entire, country? But then again, I'm going to do a whole birth chart reading for the US for her birthday on the 4th of July. I'm really excited about that. And it's just going to show you a little bit about how those are. I do those individually as well. So I just wanted to plant that seed that I'll put that out on the 4th of July. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a fun day. I love this. I just love living where I live. Love being a US citizen. I'm so proud to be from this area of the world, and it's just a blessing to be alive. And yeah, last year on the 4th of July, I put out a video. I'll probably put the link in that description of like, Mother Earth needs your patriotism, because like you told this area on the planet that like you would love up on her and stuff like that. So just look at that. Maybe go look at that video too. Yeah, maybe there's something that divides us. Maybe there are things happening that are division based. But great tool to really look at like where you are, because we speak from I statements around here. Would you wish for someone that has a different opinion than you to have all the blessings of the universe? Since we know, the theory of the egg, we're the only one here. We are all God having a human experience. We're just like all splattered out in billions of us. So every person walking this planet is another you. So would you wish blessings on someone that has a different opinion than you? And if not, look at that. Really look at that. Where do you not really love yourself, and where do you not feel as though you are deserving of love and health and wealth and abundance and community and good wishes and things like that? So that's something to look at over there. So that is the 15th. And then on the 20th, the next day I'm looking out for, Mars goes into Gemini. I called it Icy Spicy. So this is another retrograde opportunity for us to take a look at. So I want you to jot these dates down. The 30th of October, 2022 to the 12th of January, 2023, we had a Mars retrograde in Gemini. It's not that Mars doesn't like being in Gemini, but our communication has some salt to it. Mars runs Aries. Aries is run by Mars. And, Scorpio is run by Mars and Pluto. So those are lenses when Mars is happiest. Mars wasn't really feeling it in Taurus. My natal Mars is in Taurus. We can be just like, nope, when you're gone, you're gone. There's a really inappropriate joke. Not joke, but like, I'm asking my guides if this is appropriate. My content is not for children. And so I've said that before. So there was this like meme that I saw a while ago. It encompasses Mars and Taurus so perfectly, where it's like, it's a sexy time. During sexy time, you're like, I need my 2 tools. I need my back arched. I need my foot up. I need to be in the morning, maybe take a little hit of cannabis flower, but not too much. Can't have drinks and stuff like that. And be like, that's how she blows. That's how she blows. I know, it's funny for not many people, but it's funny to me. Okay, Mars and Gemini. Our communication is going to be icy spicy. And so look back, if astrology is your lens, it was from 25 degrees to 8 degrees of Gemini. It was a significant amount of time that Mars was in Gemini back then, but the retrograde was between 8 degrees and 25 degrees of Gemini. See where this is falling in your chart. Like I said at the beginning, a touch of old ghosts. This is an opportunity. Choose your adventure. 3 different options. Do things completely differently and evolved. See where this is falling in your chart. Do the journaling. Say, okay, back then, this is what I was experiencing. This is what I was going through. I will never let that happen again. I will never choose that avenue again. But if things like that come up again, how would my best self, how would my most authentic self of this here and now, July, it's June as I record this, but July 2024, how would that self handle it? Option 2, steady as she goes. This is how I handle everything. This is how I'm going to handle everything. This is how I will ever handle anything. Option 3, you get a text back. You get, this is early learning, short trips, communication, language, siblings, your neighbors and things like that, your immediate surroundings. So it could be, going to a family reunion. This is July, lots of families getting together. I'm going to choose violence because that's what I did when I was a kid, and that's what I'm going to do now. You can let your adolescent, your inner child run the ship. They will destroy your life, but you could do it and just say, I need to go down this cul-de-sac. There's gold, there's a treasure chest in there. So if you need to choose violence, I'm not saying actual violence, I'm saying verbal. This is verbal. Yeah, Mars and Gemini, if you have a natal Mars and Gemini, they will attack you verbally. Verbally. Never condone violence around here. Absolutely. I did a little short on anger, where it's a very powerful tool, but it is a machete that you do not need to cut vegetables with in your daily life. Like that new moon is going to talk to us about emotional intelligence. I wish everyone on the planet to have emotional intelligence, to be able to speak from I statements, to be able to speak from authenticity, and to have healthy boundaries. Seriously. Did I talk about boundaries? Yes, I did. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Uh-oh. Okay. I can't read my own handwriting sometimes, so we do talk about boundaries later on. Okie dokie. So Mars in Gemini is going to give us an opportunity to feel the lens of Mars, feel the lens of Gemini in that area of our chart, and then expect the unexpected, just like off-roading, just like whitewater rafting, just like going skydiving. Some people probably wear a diaper going skydiving. No joke. No joke. I've never been skydiving before, but some people probably wear, a thick old pad just in cases. So expect things to be coming up in the area of your chart where this is happening. If you don't have that language, then just look at communication, language, early learning, and short trips. This is why I love astrology so much. This is why we talk about it all the time. My guides are, hold on. Some of you are feeling in your daily life, not in this video, but in your daily life, so overwhelmed and you don't know where to start and you don't know what to do and you don't know. This is why astrology is such a helpful tool. Where the sun is transiting in your chart, it's like a lighthouse in the sky. Just focus there. When we have the new moon, just plant the seeds of what you do want there. When you have the full moon, just release what you don't want there. We can't climb Everest in a day. We don't have to. But when we tell the God of our understanding, I use the term God brazenly, when we tell God, I trust you, I'm not going to rush you, I will face anything that comes up earnestly and as my full, most authentic self, and I will feel those feelings, God will say, okay, I trust them more. You trust me, I trust you. You got me, I got you. We're co-creating this matrix. We're living in a third dimensional matrix. None of this is real. None of it. We made it all up with our thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. And we're creating a new world right now. So take some pressure off. We have the whole lens of the light codes coming to the planet and stuff like that. So just know that telepathy is becoming so common. I already recorded a video about that, but I don't know if I posted. I probably posted it by now. It's called telepathy, the restaurant industry, and being friends with a Gemini. Definitely go check that video out. It's like a 7-minute video where telepathy is just people are being able to understand things more telepathic. It wasn't, you didn't learn it, you didn't book learn it, you just woke up one day just like this video and you just understand it. Okay. With all that being said, the next day, 21st, we are going to have those few days. Yeah, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Girl, that whole week, 21st on. 20th is a Saturday, 21st is a Sunday, and the 22nd is a Monday. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh my God. This is so beautiful. Okay. Where are we? The 21st, we're going to have a full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees. So, what do we know about full moons? It's when the sun and the moon are in opposition, in complete opposition of each other. If you work in the restaurant industry, you understand full moons. We all become the werewolf. Everybody's a little cuckoo pants. And, you know, I had heard a perspective that it's not like hospitals or ERs see more people on full moons. It's more so like really weird things come in. Like people come in for weird things. So what did I call that? The Twilight Zone. Who are you? The moon. The moon. So the Twilight Zone episode that I, you know, thought of immediately was the pig nose one, where you're like, everybody has a pig nose but me, but everyone thinks that I have a weird nose. What am I doing? I'm 37. Yes, I'm aging myself. I know that, but please go watch that episode if you want to. It freaks me out. I'd like literally couldn't even watch any of those episodes because that show freaked me out so much, because I'm like, this is the reality I live in most days, so I can't. But so it might feel, because we're living in completely different realities, that you're living in the Twilight Zone around this time. You know, we get 2 full moons in Capricorn. What do we know about Capricorn? Legacy, public life, career, public image, the very tippity top of the astrological wheel. Please, if you know the time of your birth and you're here on my table, go free birth chart. Just put it in your search engine and go find it. Find out where this is falling in your chart. If you do not have the time of your birth, you're looking at legacy. We're releasing a lot of old legacy patterns, of the expectations of our parents, of our father issues, you know, father capital F, the way that we also have idealized and given so much authority to the external. Where have you given your power away? If you have given your power away around this time, it's going to just be like a boot thrown at your face, and it's going to feel weird. It's not going to be painful. I never expect those things, but expect there to be some cuckoo pants stuff going on. A lot of people are experiencing glitches in the matrix right now, whether it be like deja vu. A lot of people are experiencing deja vu. We are having like weird images come up where you see, you know, it's like that scene in the Matrix where the cat walks by and then the same cat walks by. Or you see, it happens sometimes in, you know, at sports games where everybody does the same thing all at the same time. And so a lot of people are starting to see little glitches in the Matrix reality that we call home, planet Earth 2024. And so a lot of this might be, I'm just listening to my guides. You know, when you look at someone and you're kind of like, they're not running the ship. There's something else running the ship. They're not even in there. They don't even realize that they're talking. Whether it be a sportscaster, whether it be a newscaster, whether it be, you know, someone that you've just seen, a customer in your daily life, somebody. And, you know, we could maybe have pegged like, oh, you've got the fluoride stare, or, you know, you just are hopped up on sugar, or this could also be, or, pardon me, they're showing me like, you know, when someone's like completely buckled, and someone that you know and love, but you're like, you're wasted. Like, you're gone. You're absolutely gone. So no one's running the ship in your perspective and opinion. If you ever met someone and you were like, they're not running the ship, but something else is. Yeah, just walk away. That's okay. So this happened a few years ago. I think it was 2021, the summer of 2021. And I was coming online. Like, I was just like experiencing things. I exploded my life. I was in my inner adolescent. I was just in, like, I was seeing everything. And so I also had a little bit of a savior complex because I wasn't looking at saving myself. I was trying to save everybody around me. Show of hands who's been there. And so I was at the restaurant, and there was a moment where it was a waiter's aide who was working at the time. He doesn't work there anymore. I wish him well. I hope he's well. And I was just like taking a pause. And you know, when you just like take a pause, you sit back, and it's like you've followed everybody. Everybody at the table has water. They have food. They have drinks. Everyone's tended to. You could just take a moment, just kind of like view your real estate, make sure everybody's okie dokie. this is normal for my life. So, and I'm sharing this with you because a lot of people are experiencing this. So, and I saw my waiter coworker, and there was an entity sitting on top of his shoulders. And it looked kind of like a reptilian, or it looks like the devil card in the tarot. And, you know, a lot of the times that's what my brain does to project things onto that. Like, it's not the devil. It's not like, it's just my brain doesn't have time in that moment. For the explanation of what I'm going to say, like, please go watch my channeled message for my Atlantean self. It's in the toolbox, the past life tales, where, you know, we were in an Atlantean hospital setting, but my brain projected Children's Hospital in Boston because my sister had a lot of surgeries growing up. So that's what my brain projected, because I didn't have time to project the whole image of it going out there. So all I knew is that it was an entity attached to this waiter's aide, sitting on top of him, like perched over like a gargoyle on his shoulders. And so I'm an Aries sun conjunct Jupiter, so my rambunctious little baby ram was just literally like, oh, let's just do some light language and let's just like send him back to the light. Easy peasy, hunky dory. And so in that moment, I just started to do this. Again, this is my daily life. This is not out of the norm. I'll never forget this. And so it was like a movie. It's like I'm standing here and he was like maybe across the entire restaurant, 20, 30 feet away, give or take. I have no idea. And the entity looks at me, comes right into my face, just goes, he wants me here. And I was like, cool, tagging out. Went outside, did all my bubbling stuff, went to the bathroom, was like, okay, I'm out, all's well. Thank you so much. Live and let live. Do whatever you want to do. I don't need to do that anymore. And so that, around this full moon in Capricorn, to wrap all that back around, is what you might be seeing. Is just like people's eyes blinking sideways. You'd be like, wait, did I just see that? You see trees kind of like glitched. Like if like normal trees like this, and then all of a sudden you're like, the tops of them are glitched, and then you look back and they're normal. Or you see, you know, birds that are just kind of like hanging in the sky like this, but then like you see them moving. And it's just not flying, but just like moving like it's a picture. Yeah, so you're not going crazy. It's just all happening. It's a hullabaloo. It's a good time. It's on purpose that we have 2 full moons in Capricorn. So what do you need, Cancer season, to feel safe during times that are unexpected? So earlier in the video, I was like, oh my God, I have to tell you something about yesterday. And my guides are saying, now is the moment to tell. So I was, you know, usually on my days off, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And so it was weird because I got a few like zzz, zzz, zzz. And yesterday, I got some like broadcast alerts that were saying 911 was not working. And I just was like, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Pardon me. And it was just all day. And then it was like, no, wait, it is working. No, wait, that message was for Maine. No, wait, I got like 5 to 6 different notifications within the same hour. And so that's not meant to scare any of us. It's just meant to be like, wow, this is the reality we're living in. So what do we need to feel safe as we expect the complete unexpected? Okay. Let's continue. Next day, sun goes into Leo. I wrote Ride the Heat Wave, but the song Come on, ride the train, shoot you, ride it, is just playing in my head right now. So that it's just like, just enjoy yourself. Whether it's summer or winter, enjoy yourself. We're meant to be here. We came here to experience this polarity-based reality. And some of the most controversial things that we can do right now is just enjoy our lives and go and play. We can get addicted to the processing. We can get addicted to the astrology. We can get addicted to all of this. I do the same. I'm like, this is your mission. You have to do this. It's like, actually, you're allowed to lay down in bed for a while and take a nap. I'm a projector in human design. So naps are actually almost as important as on time. And I'm still learning that. So ride the train, ride the heat wave, enjoy yourself, have fun. The next day, we're going to have an opposition of Sun and Pluto retrograde, 1 degree of Aquarius, 1 degree of Leo. Head, heart. Play, the stage we play on. Creativity, romance, community, friendships. Just like a full moon, oppositions are when they're in complete, just like a full moon, when the sun and the moon are in opposition, this is when the sun and Pluto are in opposition. Pluto is our deepest transformative planet. Pluto is retrograde. Pluto is going to go back into Capricorn for like 2 months, month and a half. Then it'll be in Aquarius for the next 20, 21 years. It's the final stand of any top-down authority. So, it is quite intimidating, not scary, very intimidating to say that, you know, the savior you're looking for is you. You are the one that has the codes that know how to save you. Whatever situation you're in, whatever is your, like, if anybody knew about this, whatever that need for an external partner, validation, or whatever ego thing, this is Leo season, that you're going through right now, that we're talking about. Wherever Pluto's transiting your chart, wherever, if that's your language, look at where Pluto is and look at where the sun is going to be. If this is not your language, play, creativity, and the stage we play on. Are you meant to be in the communities that you're in? I've given this tool numerous times. So, who are your VIP people? VIPs, ride or dies. Zombie apocalypse happens, you get in the car together. Who are they? Acquaintances. These could be the people that you work with at your 3D job, because you, palabras certas on that one, right words, that's what that means, a Portuguese phrase. Listen to what I'm saying. These are the people at your 3D job. When you're there, when you're with them, you can talk to them. It doesn't have to be just the weather. These are the acquaintances. This is like a random people. That's when you just talk about the weather. You can have more open conversations. This is where you process your deep things, your traumas and stuff. You don't process your traumas here, but you can talk about things. You can offer information. Like when I'm at the restaurant, if anybody has questions about anything, they can come up to me. I offer for any people that I waiter with, all of my services are donation based. Because there's a reason that we're in each other's lives, and you're worthy of that. In the same way that I offer so much for donation on YouTube, they're worthy of that. Being cognizant of the people that are in this group, that once you're not at that 3D job anymore, they're not coming with you. That will help to qualify whom you share more of this type of stuff. See this arrow? That means these are people who are going to try to get in there. You're cool. You shine like a minor league baseball player. So they're going to want to try to get in. The moth doesn't understand why they fly into the flame. What's the other parable? Not everybody's on your team, but they want to know the playbook. So just check yourself before you wreck yourself here. This is family. These are the people that you're responsible for, but that have maybe never been an entrepreneur or created a spiritual company before. So you're responsible for them. They might not be getting in the car, but you can't talk to them about your reality. This is family over here. As you can see, this is not the first time that I've had this conversation. You can take a screenshot of that. Okay, where was I? So, with all that being said, look at the communities that are breaking down. So some of y'all are going to be having babies. Some of y'all, if you want to have babies, if you don't want to have babies, and this is a download that I got a few years ago, if you don't want to have babies, you close up shop, cut it out, and just help the people in your life that do have babies, that do have children. Offer whatever you can to them. truly. And I've said this before, like I want to choose my words wisely here. I am here to be helpful. I am on mission. I am. I love the people in my life. I love their kiddos. I work with kiddos. I work with telepathic kiddos. Please reach out directly for a consultation. We can see if I'm the right guide for you in this current paradigm, this current time and space. This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, my king, he's a coming. Whatever package he comes in, we're going to know. So that there's a lot of family wounds that I'm healing in this lifetime. So like I accept those, that my entire waking up post woke, 20s, 30s, and then my awakening. I'm just going to insert that like hour and a half video right here. So if you're interested in that, there's a whole playlist. It's very efficient. I'm just not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Just know that you're not alone. Just know that you're not alone. And also know that it's okay if you don't feel as though you're meant to have kiddos. There's a lot of people that won't understand that. This is my last human life. So I'm not creating new karma. I'm not creating new patterns. I'm not creating any of that. Yeah. So that might resonate with you. That might trigger you. It's the same thing. On the 25th, we are going to have Mercury going into Virgo. And I wrote blunt boundaries. Mercury likes being in Virgo. Virgo is run by Mercury, mutable earth energy over here. So this is everyday life and practical service. This is also the health axis over here. I have honorable mention. We have Saturn retrograde in Pisces over here, just so you understand the stuffness of these two houses and what's happening over here. Mercury likes to be in Virgo. It's a ruling planet. But it's not going to be like Mercury and Gemini, where it's like, oh my God, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening. How do you feel? What am I going through? What is this happening? Blah, 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 blah. Two brains. This is going to be, you're not good at that, but this person is, so just let them do that. No, I love you, but we need to be efficient in our processes. You're not good at that, so stop doing it. Now. Yes, please now. Go. You're good at that, so go do that. It's just blunt. So having blunt boundaries, knowing that this is coming, knowing that this month is coming, set your boundaries now. Set them now. Where are there situations, where are there moments that you don't feel as though you have the healthiest of boundaries? Where do you feel like your inner teenager comes out to play? Where do you feel like there's like a wince? Where is that wounding? Where is Aries and Libra in your chart? Where is Chiron falling in your chart? What do you mean by any of that, Sarah? I'm going to have Chiron. Oh, we're going to talk about Chiron in just a minute. Okay. We've got the North Node in Aries. We've got the South Node in Libra. Can you see that? Yeah. We're going to have Lilith in Libra. I might do a whole video on Lilith and Libra. I don't know. Maybe not. I have a whole video on Lilith. I'm covered in red paint, so you can't miss that one. But Libra, wherever Libra is falling in your chart, as well as Libra placements, Libra sun, moon, and rising, they're going through one of the biggest guttural purges that I've ever seen since studying astrology. Like it's really intense and beautiful. And on the general astrological wheel, what do we know about Libra? This is relationships. This is the descendant sign. This is seeing God in another. This is the important people of your life. This is open enemies. These are people that you are soul connected to. If you don't want to be, Sarah's Protocol is a free digital download. The link is in the description. That's for you. And I'm teaching you how to cut ties to people. And it's a completely available for you. So I'm just going to leave that there. So what do we know about the North Node and the South Node? North Node is the head of the dragon. It's what we're going into. It's our, in Aries, it's like we are all becoming entrepreneurs. We're all trying our very best, tripping and falling on Bambi legs. This is the rambunctious baby ram, the infants of the zodiac. We are shooting our shot. We're doing things in an I am statement that we've never done before. And we're releasing, if we're utilizing this energy for our greatest good, we are releasing old relationships. We are releasing contracts that do not serve us. South Node in Libra. This is why it feels like a wince. On the 26th, Chiron is going to go retrograde in Aries. I'm just going to put that there. Chiron in Aries, this is our wound. It's like that wince. Am I worthy? Am I good enough? This is imposter syndrome. These are so many different components, all these lenses, all coming together as one. In the toolbox, in the playlist, The Toolbox, I have a video on relationships are drastically changing. And in the long range transit playlist, I have a whole video on the North Node and the South Node. So there are references, there are different tools that just I can offer you, just me. This is infinite information. Just honorable mention, Jupiter is in Gemini. I have like 3 complete videos on that, and I love that right now, that's just what's happening. Yeah, I have the introductory video to Jupiter and Gemini. What you focus on will expand. I have the all signs reading for Jupiter and Gemini, and then I have a whole video on Jupiter's scootin'. Jupiter moved in June. Yeah. In July, it's going from 8 degrees to 14 degrees. So that's not as fast as it went in June. It just skadooted in June. So just because Jupiter in Gemini is a year-long transit and it's been 2 months. So time is speeding up. Everything is speeding up. Information is speeding up. Just my channel alone, the amount of downloads and information that I've been given from my guides to offer to you, there are moments that I'm like, is this too much? Are you giving them too much information? And it's like, no, you can just save them and watch them later, because when I get the downloads, I get the downloads. When I don't get the downloads, I don't get the downloads. And I also right now, because I've been getting downloads so much, like I don't get new ones until I record it, until I spit it out of my brain. So I have a few that I've already recorded. I just haven't edited them yet. Blah, water. So it's a hefty end to the month. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. From the 20th to the 26th, 27th, that week, that's hefty. That's a hungry hippo. That's a lot of change. So knowing that that's coming, knowing that everyone on the planet, whether or not they have this language or not, is going to be feeling this energy, what do we do? I love my guides. Like, strap in. And know that you're safe. And know that you're safe. We chose to go whitewater rafting. We know we're too far into the river to go back. We're on the roller coaster, we're going up and we're going up, and then it's continuously going up, and we're like, oh my God, I didn't think this decision through, but everybody's on this ascension ride, and I chose to be on this ascension ride, so I'm just going to keep going, because you really can't get off the roller coaster. It happens sometimes at the restaurant on Saturday nights, where it's like between second and third turn, and I usually open, so I'm like, it's so beautiful and abundant and prosperous, but I would really love to get off of the merry-go-round right now. Please, I'm very tired. And then we, enjoy the abundance after giving good service, and then we forget it the next day and we come back. Yeah. Cool. I love my life so much. I just love being here with you. I just have to express a deep, incredible amount of gratitude. I was sitting at the cafe the other day, and I was just writing all of this out and writing my notes, and I just wrote, I truly love my life. Like, when I was a girl, dreamed. I didn't understand YouTube. I grew up in a time without any of this, and so I didn't understand what I was seeing. I just was like, this is what I want. I had the lens of like Carrie Bradshaw, where it was like not so much like the sex and stuff like that, but it was like she just gets to do research and like share and like write for a newspaper and do all these things. So I didn't even know what my images were. I didn't even have this paradigm. It's just an incredible joy to be on mission and to be here with you. I just couldn't tell you how much I love what I get to do. It's a privilege, it's an honor, it is my mission. I just eat it up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's just, I love every little bit of it. and it's helping me rebrand work. I do this every single day without question. I love it. When I need to turn my phone off, I turn my phone off. And so I might do like a whole FAQ page, because like if I'm off, I turn my phone off. I'm on Do Not Disturb. On Sundays, it's email me or text me. Call twice if you need something on Sundays, because I try my very best to be on when I'm on and off when I'm off. And so I've lost prospective clients because of that. And it's, I had dear friends and have dear friends that are like, I take my time between action and reaction to transmute that reaction into a proper response. So I'm not going to send that email unless it feels good for me. I practice what I preach. I do not tell you to do something I don't integrate myself. So I just needed to offer that for you. And that's okie dokie. So I think I left us off somewhere. Chiron retrograde. We're going to feel this. We're really going to feel this. Can you be yourself in your relationships? Who is there when it's quiet? Because when it's loud, those are the ones meant to be around you. Truly. And your human friends, this is very fascinating. This is coming to me. They're really meant to trigger you. Yeah, your friends, my dearest human friend on this planet. We've known each other for, oh my God, way over 10 years. I don't even know how long. And we are very different human beings. She's a very grounded person, and I am a hot air balloon up there. And what she processes just as deeply as I do. We share extremely similar values. But one of the most important things of our relationship is she doesn't try to change me and I don't try to change her. But we actively trigger each other, and we bring out the best, and we hold space as the other person unpacks what it is that they need to unpack. It's a beautiful thing. So just with that being said, on the 23rd, when we have that Sun and Pluto opposition, I do want people around you that challenge you to be better. I've said this for years. If you're the hardest working person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you are non-egoically the smartest person in the room, on a regular basis, you are in the wrong room. You need to be surrounded by winners. You need to be surrounded. This is Manifestation 101. This is the growth mindset. This is the millionaire's mindset 101. This is Bob Proctor. You need to be surrounded by people that have done what it is that you are actively trying to do. Yeah. Oh, my restaurant job, I work at the best place in town. I'm surrounded by multimillionaires and billionaires on a regular basis. Yeah, I met a billionaire the other day at the cafe. Incredible guy, super duper. Like the cafe, also, I wanted to say, Cafe Sicilia, they're going to be closed for July. So definitely go and like get your coffee now. They're closed for July. They're traveling. So just like, I love and just like cannot speak more highly of that cafe on Main Street in Gloucester. So please, go get your things beforehand. They're closed for July. Don't try to call them. Absolutely not. Thank you. What else was I saying? And at my restaurant, I am surrounded by the hardest working people that I've ever worked with. Ever in my life worked with. More so than corporate, more so anywhere on the planet. And so we have very different belief systems. We all come from different walks of life. But when we come together, everybody is hustling. Everybody is making sure that their real estate is tended to in the best, most beautiful way. We represent an incredible, incredible brand and company. So it's just, that was my human side coming out. But is there anything else I'm missing? Any other planets? Sun. I just want to kind of see. I'm just going to put down the 1st of August, 2024. So the sun's going to be at 9 degrees of Leo. Moon's going to be in Gemini Gem at 28 degrees. Mercury will be in Virgo at 3. Venus is going to be in Leo at 24. Mars will be in Gem at 7. Jupiter will be in Gem at 14. Like I said, she's skadootin'. Saturn is going to be Pisces retrograde at 18 degrees. Uranus and Taurus 26 degrees. Neptune retrograde Pisces. We're going to be at 0, North Node, South Node, 9 and 9. Chiron 23 retrograde. And Lilith over here. Yeah. What questions do you have for me? That was a good one. That was a lot of fun. It is okay, my guides are saying it is okay to have, you know, fear or unlabeled unknownness come up right now. We've never done what we're doing as human beings before. Never. I know I just said, like, you surround yourself with people that have done what you want to do. As a human species, we've never ascended from a 3rd dimensional matrix to a 5th dimensional unity consciousness. We've never been active conscious souls living out a prophecy of like upgrading our human avatars to a different paradigm. So be kind to yourself. And when fear comes up, that's happening to everyone on the planet, myself included. I still experience a lot of human fear, and I just view it like a movie. If human anxiety comes up, just say, okay, my brain is experiencing anxiety. My human is experiencing anxiety. I don't have to figure this out. Just watch your brain like a movie. It doesn't always help. I'm not saying that any of this is easy. Saturn in Pisces is, you know, mental health is no joke right now. I talked about that last year. These are all big, heavy hitters. This is a lot of information that I'm giving to you in an hour and 15 minutes, or 1 hour and 11 minutes. 11. Sorry. I love life. And just know that you're right where you're meant to be. If you don't want to participate in something, you don't have to. If not all of this is for you, just view my offerings, view every single one of my videos, view everything in your life like a cafeteria line, and take what resonates and just leave the rest. And don't spend your time looking at the thing that doesn't resonate with you. If you need to be grateful for the trigger and need to be grateful for the villain, then absolutely spend a little bit of time just being like, wow, I'm actively getting triggered right now. Let's find that treasure chest. Let's find that gold nugget. But these are big energies that are not happening to you. The planets aren't happening to you. These transits aren't happening to you. It's not like, oh, I'm getting my Saturn return. It's like, yeah, everybody turns 29. You got to grow up at some point. I don't care if you're the baby of the family. You're not a baby anymore. I'm the middle child. I can say that. Okie dokie. What questions do you have for me? How can I best support you right now? How are you feeling? What are you experiencing and going through? This is going to be a really interesting, spicy month. And also, I just wanted to offer to you, when I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm off. Be in what you're in. Just do it. If you have time off, go to the beach, go for a walk in the woods, light a candle. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, just like curl up with a good book, hibernate, be in what you're in. And when it's time to be on, be on. For some of you, do you have business cards? I don't care if you haven't decided what your title or anything is, just your name and your contact information. If you're in service, if you're not in service, whatever it may be, if you're just coming into entrepreneurship, you're just starting, you know, a tarot reading business, you're just doing all these things. I don't care how small you think that you are, just have a business card. It's an energetic exchange. Yeah, I use Vistaprint, and it's just, yeah, just some of you really need that. Just do it. Just literally your name. You don't need a tagline. You don't need anything. It is as effortless and as user-friendly as can be. But have a business card to be able to say when someone's like, I really like you. How can we stay connected? Writing your information down on a piece of paper, it just, believe in yourself. Yeah, if that information is for you, I just transcended time and space and read your mind and said, you need that. It's time for you to have a business card that just says, here you go, call me. Confidence. Yeah, it'll be Leo season. Yeah, you kind of have to fake it till you make it. You kind of have to. I don't care if you're shaking. I don't care if you're doing anything. Do you think the person that's skydiving for the first time is like, oh no, I got this. This is good. They're shaking. They wore a diaper. Same thing. Same thing. All right. I love you.